So, hello everybody. Welcome to our SAP Tips and Tricks coffee break. Today we have a real treat for you. I've got Rosi Coronado with us from Boyum. So that's really nice. And Rosie is going to be showing us today some tips on the B1 Up Toolbox. She has a few things she wants to show us. And for those who don't know Boyum, B1 Up is an add-on that goes on to SAP Business One. And a lot of our customers use that. So that's why we give a lot of tips on these once in a while. So there you go, Rosie. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me?
I
Tracy?
can. It's great to have you with us.
Perfect. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure. So thanks for everybody who is joining today. So we have a 30-minute coffee break. Yeah, sit back, have some coffee, and hopefully I can show you some stuff you like, which you can do with the usability package, which is an add-on for SAP Business One, where you can customize your SAP Business One the way you want it. Okay, so who is Boyum? I'm with Boyum. I'm a solution advisor, and what we do, we are the biggest solution provider for SAP Business One. So basically, whatever SAP Business One can do, we can do. So with our solutions. And the usability package was one of our first solutions. It came out like 20 years ago. This was when our developer went to an SAP event and somebody asked him, gosh, it would be nice to create some buttons on a screen and attach reports or whatsoever. So the developer is like, well, I can do that. And that's how the usability package was born, and everything you can do in there now, those are requests from customers.
Those it's a great product. It really is absolutely great product.
Yeah, requests from customers say, gosh, I wish the system could do this and that. So today we're gonna click on add. We're gonna look at add and edit menu, how you can change that, and also how you can create a right-click menu. So add and edit menu, what this means, you guys know on SAP on the side, you have a menu, you have sales, you have purchasing and all this stuff, and you actually can create another menu for you. Maybe you call it your name, or you call it my reports, or whatsoever. So you can create your own menu. And you can also go into you can also add additional menus on the SAP menu. This is how you do it. I will go into the system in a minute and show it to you. So within the SAP menu, you can put your own stuff in there. So maybe there's a report you want to put on the financials, or a crystal report, or maybe open up another window from here. Yes, you can do that. And it's very easy to do. And then we're gonna cover the right-click menu creator. So a lot of times people want shortcuts. Of course, we all like shortcuts. And sometimes in SAP, you have to click a lot around, or maybe you want reports without going out of the screen and go to a different screen, and so on. So you can actually create right clicks. And again, you can do this user-based. So you can say, okay, for Tracy, she wants a right-click menu, and she wants this report, this report, this report, and this menu. And for me, I want a different menu. Yes, you can do that. So let's go into, oh, there we go. This is how you create your right-click menu, and I will show it to you live anyways, because it's always better when you see it in the system. Okay, so if I go now into SAP Business One, can you guys see SAP? Tracy, yeah? Because I'm sharing the whole screen.
SAP is perfect. You've got the SAP dashboards. Not everybody uses dashboards, but
yeah. Perfect. Yeah, the dashboards, since Tracy mentioned this, they also come out, they come with the usability package also. So of course you have to turn off your SAP cockpit if you use that, for example. It's one or the other. We have many dashboards that come out of the box. And also keep in mind, if you use the usability package dashboards, you can also pull them up on the web. So it comes with web dashboards, meaning you tag it here and say, hey, I want this one to be a web dashboard. So you can maybe in the finance department, or depending on the dashboards, you have a smart TV, big screen up, and then you can display the dashboard. But let's look at the menu. Here is the menu. And you see right here, the SAP menu, you all know that, but I have some extra menus here. And this is because I have created them. So if I go to my menu, for example, there's a report I want. This is just a query I'm attaching. Those are all the customers with the balances. Okay. Or maybe I want to go to a website. I don't know if I have something in here. It opens up a website. It did. And it opens up the Boyum website. Okay. So that means with the usability package, I can create a logic where I can go outside SAP, which this button did. So it went outside SAP and opened up a browser. I can also create maybe attach a user-defined table. As you all know, in SAP, you can create tables, and it's not very friendly how you can update those. So here you have something in the usability package. It's called a user-defined table handler, and you just attach the tables here, and you can add lines here. You can delete lines if you let the user. You can do a line search. And instead of going up here and find the tables, you can just put it in the menu here. Okay, and not only can you do this, you can also go into a SAP menu and you see and create some additional menus, reports, or whatever you need. So how do you do that? If you right click here, I have the usability package installed. So I right click, I like my right click because I'm a super user. But all the menus for the usability package is under here, under user package. If you have it already, you're probably familiar. And then you can also go in here, add edit menus. It opens up the same screen. Or you go here, as I did. If you're a super user, not everybody in the company, of course, has the right clicks and shouldn't have. You should have maybe somebody, Trace's consultant, and then one designated person from your company to modify the screens. So if I click Add Edit Menu, then you get this box. Same one if I would go through the menu. Okay. So I can say, hey, I'm gonna just go here. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna add a menu. And where do I want to put it? Under modules. Okay. And it adds it down here. Okay. Remember we had Italy, we had Austria, Italy, and then all that menu. I think I put it down there. And then you just name it whatever you want. And then what you can do is under this, you can add some children. Okay, so you can go in here and then you just go, oops. Oh. You go in here and you see what it's kind of, I will say you have to play a little bit. Okay. And I drop it here. So this is my main menu. And then I'm going to put some other menus underneath. And all you do is up here, you just drag and drop. Okay. There we go. Child 1, child 2. I've got the mom and the children. Okay. And you see right here, this is where you drag and drop. You also see right here what it means. And remember, you saw those errors. This is when you know where to drop it to. So if you have this error, you insert it above this field. This one, you insert it as a child. Okay, so this is where you play around a little bit. And if I update this now, it's going to take a little bit. It's creating it, which I hope. I'm going to update this now. And you should see the menu here. There is my name. And you see right here, if I click on it, oops, it's still loading. There we go. Let me get out. So it's going to child 1. So it doesn't do anything. Why doesn't it do anything? Because I haven't attached anything. So I'm going to go back here for you to see, and I'm going to go down to my name. There we go. And now I can say, you know what? I want it to, you can say it's for certain users. Okay, the menu, include, exclude users. So maybe there's a menu me and Tracy want and nobody else wants. And maybe there's different menus other people want. Okay, it's by user or user group. And I can say, okay, what do I want to attach here? And it could be a macro, it could be a SQL report, it could be a crystal report. Okay, so you create those reports, and let me see if I have a macro SQL. There we go. So let me see if I have a good one. Let me see, list with balances. There we go. And you just attach it. Okay, and then you just go through it and you have your menu, what you want to attach. Okay, and if I update this now, what it's going to do is it's going to update, it's going to create it, it's going to move it over to the main screen. And then I'm able, once I see child, I'm able to actually do something with it. So if I go here and I go to name, oh, sorry, takes a little bit. Oh, and I go to child, now it opens up that report. Okay. So think about it. Of course, you could put a little, you know what, I never did it. You could also put a little icon here if you want, right? But always remember, make your own menus, put in there what you want. If it's a crystal report, if it's a macro, I don't know. Or maybe go outside to a website, okay? Put it in there and you can go straight from, it's straight on your menu. And don't forget, you can also put it within the SAP menu. Maybe there is some other reports you want in here. So you can do that too by dragging and dropping the menu. And it can be user-based. So that was add edit menus. Remember, only a super user can have, or if you can have the right click, unless you make somebody a B1 Up super user. And no, not everybody should do it in your company. You should have designated people they work with this and make changes to your system. Okay, so this was the add edit menu. Always, and I don't see it here, I don't have frequently asked questions. Always when you see something like this, or if you see a little question mark, it goes out into the help and gives you information about this screen. And do it. The way our developer writes this stuff is so simple that anybody can understand it. You don't have to be a developer. And you know what? To actually work with the usability package, you do not need to be a developer. That's the beauty of it, because you can teach yourself and it makes you actually think, it makes me think I'm very smart because I can do such cool things, and really there's nothing to it because it's so user-friendly. So now let's go to the right clicks. So I'm going to go to business partners. And I used to have a customer that kept saying, oh, I want right clicks, I want right clicks, I want right clicks. I did it. Just there were right clickers. I always call them, you guys are right clickers. So if you're on the business partner master data, if you have the usability package, that's probably familiar with you. If not, then you're missing out. So I have created all those buttons with the usability package. I have extra tabs which I created with the usability package. Okay, I have colors in here. I have mandatory fields which are purple, and it's a demo database. I have read-only fields. All the gray fields I cannot touch because I made them read-only for certain users. So all this you can do with the usability package, and of course way more. But so you can create buttons for shortcuts. I like them. Gives the screen some characters, right? It makes the screen look better. Or you can also do a multi-button, which is really that you can access more than one thing. from here. But then some people maybe don't want buttons. What they like is a right click. They just want to come in here and right click. And again, yes, you can do that. It's basically the same logic like this, but instead of a button, you just do a right click. And again, you can say, I make like a header, okay? And then put some sub menus underneath. And then you go here and it opens it up straight from here. So how would you do a right click menu? Very simple. You go in here. Actually, let me go. I do it here. That's fine. I edit right click menus. Okay. Or you go to the menu and access it for under administration, add-on usability package. This is the one we saw. So now we're going to say, we're going to create another one. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to plus sign, and then it puts a menu in here. So I'm going to say, this is my menu. Okay. I'm going to call my menu. And the way I'm going to create it again is that I have some children underneath. Okay, so I'm not attaching anything, no other form, no other report, nothing here. This is just the header. And I'm going to say update. And also here, like you saw on the add edit menu, you can say, okay, this configuration goes for certain users or user groups. And then you do a different configuration for other users. Now I'm going to go here and add another one. But what I'm going to, you have to play with those arrows. You go here and move it over, because that's telling the system, okay, I want this to be under here. And I'm going to say, I'm going to attach, let's say, down payment. And those are all predefined, and that's the beauty of it. Okay, here you can also say, when can I see this right click? On OK mode, in update mode, or add mode, or find mode. I don't care. I'm going to see it on every mode, whatever the form is in. And I'm going to update. So now I see this here. So I have a mom and a child. I want to show you something. If I go here, it takes me straight to down payment. I don't see the mom, only the child. The reason being is, if this happens to you, because it does happen, I do a lot of training and it has happened, is because of this. Because if you have only one, it doesn't make sense to have a menu, right? You just put it straight on the screen. It's only logic. And it tells you even here, make this little, it says menu will be shown in header is only child to level 0 parent, because I only have one menu here. So keep that in mind. Just read that, okay? Because it does happen, happens to me too, still. Now I'm going to say I want another one, and I'm going to move it over, another child, and I'm going to say, let me make this smaller, I'm used to it, more like this. And I'm going to say from here, I want to open up a return. And you just here, you put the name in there. Okay, and then that's what you do. You create your menu if you want to have a mom, and then you just play with it. And again, if I do not want to open up another form, maybe I want to open up a website. Or actually, let me do that. Let me do a website. And I'm going, let me see if I can find it really quick. It's called External Launcher. I'm going to show you something really cool. Attachment, Boyum website. Let me see what number it is. I can see it from here. Let me do something really quick. I want to show you something really cool. I'm going to go to my button really quick. And, oh, nothing here. Oh, External Launcher, that's something else. Ah, darn. I wanted to show you, I wanted to go out and Google that customer, because you can do that. Okay, let me do something else. Screen search from
Oh,
anywhere.
these
Not.
demos, eh?
Huh?
These demos.
I know, and you know what it is? It's I don't name it good, and that's never good. Google by name. There we go. Let me try this one. Okay. So again, universal function. When I talk about universal function, it could be a SQL report or a Crystal report, and so on. So I'm going to update this. So now I should not see down payment anymore. I should see my menu. So if I go in here and I right click, now I have it is my menu, and it takes me straight to down payment right here. If I go to return, of course, it takes me straight to return. There we go. And what's really nice, it fills in the business partner already. So it saves you actually a lot of time. And let me see if this one works. No, this one was a bad one. So this could be a report or anything else. Okay, so all this you can do with a right click. So you can do, as I mentioned, a right click, or you create buttons. It's totally up to you. For example, if let me go one more time, let me try something else. I'm going to do the last 10 items, and then I'm going to finish. There we go. UF133. I'm going to attach that because I'm going to go to here. So this didn't work. I had a bad query. I'm going to go here and I'm going to say UF133. I want to show you something, the flexibility you have. So if I go here, what this is telling me now, this is giving me the last 10 items for this customer. If I go to a different customer, of course, this report looks different because they bought something different. So this is a query, and I say, go to the last 10 items what this customer bought. And as you see, it changes. This is on a right click. If you rather have it on button, same query, I can put it on a button. If you don't want to have it on a right click or a button, you can also put a grid into the tab. It's the same report, and I have it attached now here on the button and as a right click. And the beauty is it looks at the business partner code, and you see it changes if I change business partner. And of course, it changes it here because it's the exact same report. So I just want you to see the flexibility you have. You can attach it wherever you want and create the shortcuts wherever you want. Okay, so that was the right click menu. And there we go, Tracy, back to you.
Thanks, Rosie. Does anybody have any questions while I have Boyum online with us? If you've got any questions, you've got the Q&A at the bottom, question and answers, or the chat box that you can send as well if anybody has any questions. But you know, I just want to say, Rosie, like this morning we had the French session, and we were talking about, you know, the top 10 reports that he was coming out, and I asked if we could put that into a dashboard, and he said that they had to be it had to be queries that you send over. I think sometimes you guys use Crystal reports for some of the reports, but anyway.
Correct. That's correct. So if you do it on a dashboard, what you would do is, because this report is looking at the business partner code. If you have it here, you probably, because I don't have a business partner open, right? If you do it on a dashboard, you can do a query and say, hey, show me the 10 most sold items for year to date, for example. Yes, absolutely, you can put it on a dashboard. Absolutely.
Right. So does anybody have any questions?
Don't be shy. You can unmute yourself probably. I don't know how it works with Zoom.
You could just, you can, I think you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I think so too. So you can unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
Right. If you put it in the chat, if you can't unmute, I can unmute you for you if you have a question or something. But no, so for those that don't know B1 Up, Rosie calls it the usability package. We call it B1 Up, but it means Business One usability package. So, well, I don't seem to have any questions, Rosie.
Oh, yes, there is. Hold on.
Whoa, there we go. Hang on a second. I don't see right-click creator under V1.
That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that. I'm going to show you something.
Kelly, I'm just going to unmute you in case you have another question after that. There you go, Kelly.
You put, Kelly, I think you don't have it maybe checked here. So when you install the usability package and the add-on usability package, and then here you activate everything you want to use with the usability package. Of course, I always say have everything checked. It makes only sense, right? So make sure it's checked here. Also, if you are not a super user, you will not see the right-click menu. Remember I said you will not see the right-click menu if you're not a super user. So let's say if Tracy would go in here in any screen and she right-click, she wouldn't see it because she's not a super user. So make yourself a super user. Make sure it's set up here. If you have employees, and I shouldn't even tell you this now, you don't want them to be an SAP super user, but you want them to be an B1 usability package super user, you can cheat a little bit. You just go in here and say, these users here, they are not super users for SAP, but I want them to have the right-click menu anyways for B1 app. Okay? So those are your options. One of those is probably not correct.
That's good, Rosie. Kelly, do you have any other questions? I unblocked your mic. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Okay, any other questions?
All right.
All right. Oh, there's another one, I think.
Hang on, there
Oh,
is.
do you want to type it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Kelly.
That's okay. You mean, okay. So I hope that helped what I showed you. Okay.
Right. That did. Version 2021
That's
plus.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. You still should have it. It's one of those three things. Yeah.
She can't see the right click.
You still cannot see the right click. Are you a super user, Kelly?
And you do obviously have B1 app. Yes, she is. Okay.
She is a super user and she cannot see it. Okay. We have to look into it. It must be a setting that she cannot see that.
You know what you can do, Kelly? Send me an email.
Yeah, send Tracy an email. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll send it off to Rosie and she'll be able to get back to you on it. Okay, so are there any other questions?
It is, Milena. By the way, yes, I will send an email. Oh, okay, that's Kelly again.
Okay, good.
Let me show you something here. If Kelly, really quick, I know we are out of time. This is if you go here and go into the right-click menu. Additional B1 out super right-click menu functionality. You can set additional B1 up, blah, blah, blah. And then you can always watch a video on that. It opened up on the other screen. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And also, if you guys run into problems with anything, you guys can always can't open anything because my screens are so busy. Hold on 1 second. You can always, I'm trying to find a website. Let me go over here. You can always go in here, help. Okay, on Boyum. And here are all our products. Go to usability package. And then you can always do a search and say right click menu, for example. Okay. And then you have all these options here. Add edit menu. That's what Tracy had today on her agenda. Right click menu. Look, she studies us really well. And then you have everything in here, and then you just make sure everything is set correctly. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Rosie. I think we're good on that.
You're welcome.
If there's no other questions, I'm just going to make sure that I don't have any others. Hang on here. I think we're good. Well, thank you so much, Rosie. So if anybody needs any other assistance, you can send me an email at tracy@forgestik.com or TRACY, no E. And, or again, you can also open a ticket with Autotask at the support desk. So thank you so much, everybody. Thanks, Rosie. Very appreciated. And have a great
You're
weekend,
welcome.
everyone. Thanks.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
having me. Bye-bye.